Welcome back to Daytime. RogersTV.com is our website. Still to come, we've got game number 1 of the Junior B Western Conference Finals, and we got a little spotlight on the top scorer from our London Nationals.
There you go. Okay, well, she top scores in my books. Kari Schneider is here from Empower Conditioning, and Kari, this time around we're talking about some new guidelines set out for kids under 4, as far as sedentary or activity.
Yeah, so this is the first time in the world, anywhere, and Canada has been the first country to release these guidelines. So it's the first time that they've released any sort of physical activity guidelines for the age under 4, because we've released the ones for the youths, the teenagers, the adults, the aging population, all of that, but not for the little ones, not for the under 4-year-olds. So I brought a couple things along. Here you go. Do you know what this is?
Has it got tissues in it for Ken?
It looks like a handbag.
So it looks like a handbag, but it's a very specific accessory for, do you know what that is?
Oh, for the DS.
For the DS. Yeah. So we know how popular the DSs are, and really that was marketed for an age group that's a little older, but I've seen lots of little ones. Like
my daughter's 4 and has asked for one.
Exactly.
She's told
little
me that
ones.
her Easter Bunny is going to bring her one.
Oh, really?
I said, oh, really? The Easter Bunny and I need to have a discussion then.
Now, the point of this is that there's a huge market for not only the accessories, but for the DSs themselves. And although they were made for older children, lots of young ones under 4 and lots of parents get sucked into that kind of lure of, okay, keep yourself busy, look at the little screen,
Right.
Well, part of these guidelines, limiting screen time. So that includes DSs, that includes computers, that includes televisions, that includes cell phones, your Blackberries, your this is a Palm, you know, your iPods, any of that is screen time. So they want screen time really limited for these little ones to less than an hour at any given time. So we all know how long a movie is, right? So a movie is more than an hour. It's very tempting to plop your kid down and go, okay, I need to get some stuff done. It's really hard with a little one running around all over the place, but we don't want them sitting for more than an hour time. You don't want them up in the high chair. You don't want them sitting in front of the TV or anything like that. We want them moving around. So, and this is for kids from 0 to 1. They need to be moving around multiple times a day, not sitting for long, prolonged periods of time. So that's for the caregivers and for the parents. And the recommendation really is 180 minutes per week, minimally, of actual exercise, running, doing stuff, and then lots of intermittent bouts of activity where they're moving.
Who specifically made these guidelines?
Okay, so this is coming from different bodies of research, but very Canadian driven. There's a lot of research being done in Canada about the sedentary behavior, and CSEP is the main driver, the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology, and you can find these guidelines for the 0 to 4 category, the 5 through 10, the 12 through whatever, so you've got the different categories. You can find those all on csep.ca/guidelines, or remember participation?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. So it kind of ages us there.
Hal Johnson and Joanne
Cloud.
Yep. Well, Participation has a website, and you can find the guidelines on there too. And this is huge for Canada because we're becoming leaders in the sedentary physiology as well as exercise physiology in creating these guidelines and understanding that we need to get these kids active because we see what's happening to the kids who haven't been active, and it's that diabetic, the type 2 diabetes, the diabetic increase in our population. So really important, and it's spring now. We've got to be really happy that we can get outside, so get them out there and do all that stuff with them, and less screen time, more of the moving time kind of thing.
Any idea really how much time kids are spending in front of the TV or screen time right now, under 4?
Hours. Like, it's not uncommon for parents to have their kids watch a couple hours of TV a day. And the thing is that parents have an awareness of the TV a little bit, like, oh, you know, you've been watching TV for too long, go do something else. but we're not as aware of the other screen time, and that's why I brought these guys on, because they're distracted with other. It's being in the vehicle watching TV in there. So kids are becoming so much less aware of what's around them. They're not moving. And it's affecting their learning. It's affecting their cognitive patterns. It's affecting their physical health. We know that people in general are smarter when they exercise. Remember Dr. Pete Lemon? Well, I was at his lecture, and there's plenty of research that backs just the circulation alone. Guess what? Brain vessels. That right there can allow you to think better. So exercise for your kids too, it's going to help them think and learn better. So we can't be cutting back in our schools on the physical activity side of things. It doesn't mean they're going to be academically better. Getting that activity in is going to help them academically too, because they'll be able to sit and learn and focus better once they've had their physical activity. Plus it's healthier for them. So lots of reasons. I got lots of kids, so we limit them to 20 minutes at a time. And if they go more than 3 times in a day, they're done. And that could be TV, anything, they're done. So get outside, see you later, go have fun, play.
Well, I think there's a common misconception among parents that, under the age of 5, really, you don't need like structured exercise. They're, rambunctious kids run around enough. They should get enough exercise all on their own.
And they do. It's natural for them to do that, but sometimes we can't watch everything they're doing. We're so busy that we're not, and really I don't want a bunch of 3-year-olds to be in a bunch of classes. Yeah, there's some great, mom and baby classes, that's all good and everything. I don't want them to be in classes. I want them moving, I want them outside. That's gonna be the best thing for them in so many levels. Fresh air, getting out in nature, doing some activity with their family, so many good things about that. It's not about making a bunch of classes for them. It's about getting them moving and being healthy and being in their environment, exploring and all that good stuff.
Lastly, here before we wrap up, how much of the behavior from 0 to 4 years is really the foundation building blocks for how their behavior is going to be in the future?
By the time a kid is 3 to 4 years old, their personality is developed. A lot of their patterns, a lot of their habits are already developed. So it's a huge learning time. It's a huge learning stage. They're sponges. They'll take it in. So get them going. They'll love it.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Kari.
No
Kari
problem.
Schneider, empowerconditioning.com is the website. And can we find the links to the other websites there as well?
Yeah, no, I haven't posted it on our links, but there's csep.ca/guidelines and Participaction, and we can certainly get it up on our website too.
Great.
Cool. Thanks, Kari. Appreciate it.
No problem.
It is time for us to take a look at today's pet of the day.